How we doing? Welcome to another episode of Unpopular Opinion. This is episode 4. To everyone who's been watching, I do appreciate it. Anyone who's going to start watching, I appreciate it as well. All those that comment, like, follow, subscribe to myself or 2021 Vision. Once again, my Instagram is _King_Triton_0915. And basically, the way this works, Unpopular Opinion, if you haven't seen the episodes before, is I go off of my own opinion that seems to be unpopular when I talk to people. Lately, I've been putting on my Instagram different questions, let you guys vote, let you guys put your comments, and then it usually leads to where I expect it to lead to, whereas I don't agree with you guys, and that's how these episodes come to be. Hopefully, you watched the Biggie episode, you watched the Eminem episode, and then you watched last week's episode with Nas. This week's episode, so I put up the question, who is the greatest female MC of all time? Responses. I got a lot of responses. I actually got the most responses for this than I did for any other one I put so far. So I do appreciate that, guys. But you know, for the people who do follow me and do support, I really appreciate the love. When I put these questions up, I obviously you view it in IG story. Real quick, type in who you think. Obviously, if you have an opinion on it, a lot of my friends that I've seen viewed it. They're hip hop heads. They're hip hop fans. So they definitely have an opinion on this. Just drop it in there. It helps with the voting process. Helps to make this thing easier. Also, sometimes, like the Star Wars thing, I don't know if my unpopular opinion is truly unpopular or just, you know, some people don't admit it. So, that being said, let's get this episode started. Most of you guys answered with Lauryn Hill, Miss Lauryn Hill. I'm a huge fan of Lauryn Hill overall. I love the work with the Fugees. I love Miseducation Lauryn Hill. In my opinion, Miseducation Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest albums, not hip hop, not R&B, not soul, not any particular genre. It is one of the greatest albums ever created. It belongs in, it's a must-have in a collection. Honestly, it's in my list as if like, you know, those weird, crazy scenarios where like, oh, if I'm in a desert island, name like 10 albums or whatever. Miseducation Lauryn Hill is one of those albums. That album was phenomenal to me. It's one of my favorite albums. It to this day is still in my iTunes library, as well as I have a physical hard copy when I go through my stuff. You know, that's one of the ones that I kind of rebought, kept fresh. So that album definitely holds a special place for me. It's definitely a classic album, definitely one of the greatest hip hop albums ever made, and one of the best albums in general ever made. Phenomenal album, start to finish. I love it, love it, love it. That being said, let's just knock her out the way right away. There's no way I personally can agree with giving Lauryn Hill the greatest female MC title of all time with her having one personal album and then her Fuji albums. Collectively, it's still not enough to compete really for that. Much like the Biggie thing, a big part of me is your body of work, your discography. You put out that one amazing album and then your solo career didn't go anywhere after that for your own personal reasons. By all means, I understand that, but it's unfair to other female MCs to give you that. You know what I mean? It's just not a fair thing at all. So that's my beef with Lauryn Hill. I'll get it out the way real quick. Phenomenal rapper, great poet. She made a good album. She had made an amazing album. Definitely has a classic under her belt and definitely has a full album, but it's still one album. And even when you add the Fuji albums aren't that strong. Me personally, the score, I like about half the songs. The other half I could do without. So, you know, that takes care of Lauryn Hill. Obviously, you know, other MCs come to mind. So we have, you know, Nicki Minaj, we have Queen Latifah, we have Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, all nice competitors. In my opinion, the closest argument to who I'm going to say is the greatest MC, the closest argument, in my opinion, would be Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim is another one who, to me, is not the greatest female MC, but she's definitely probably my number 2 or 3 when I break it down for MC. Again, we're talking about MCing, meaning your full body of work, your ability to move the crowd, your little bit to do with your record sales, your skill level, your writing level, your impact. All those things are added together. Definitely had Lil' Kim up there. Foxy, not so much. Foxy had good features, but me personally, I don't enjoy any of Foxy's full albums. China Doll was okay, but there's not one complete Foxy album that I can listen to start to finish. Little Kim, I could do hardcore from start to finish, with the occasional skip, but I could still let it rock if I'm doing something on the side without having like, hey, skip that song. And then I forget the name at the moment, but the album she did right before she went crazy with the surgery was also a pretty good album overall. To me, Foxy's discography is weak. She had really good features, an occasional song, but her discography is weak. So uh, Foxy to me is not even in there. Little Kim is definitely a good argument. I'm even willing to debate, go back and forth with someone if they want to on my choice for number one, because Little Kim is definitely a nice close second in my opinion. Queen Latifah, someone had brought it up in my comments, but I actually agree 100%. That was my thought process on it. For the time, she really didn't get the voice she needed or deserved. She was a great rapper. She knew how to make songs. She knew how to push the political agenda, and she knew how to get out of the demographic of what a female should be. And I definitely honor her for that, and I give her a lot of credit. But her body of work also isn't the strongest, and her success wasn't as high. Part of it, a lot of it, also has to do with just the male way of doing things at the time when she was coming up, which isn't her fault. But again, it's also not fair to discredit other artists. Nicki Minaj, I personally don't like any Nicki Minaj albums at all. I think her features on other artist stuff is her best work. I don't really find her work to be that good in general. Not a huge fan of Nicki Minaj. Her first album wasn't bad, but it's still just not my thing. I don't think I've ever revisited that. And to think about it, honestly, I don't have one Nicki Minaj song on my iTunes at all. Not even like a party mix or anything. And then as her albums went on, it kind of changed from hip hop to actually really more just pop or anything else. So Nicki Minaj to me definitely is not. Who's the greatest female MC of all time? Me personally, I'm going with Missy, Misdemeanor Elliott. I definitely think she's the greatest female MC of all time. When you judge a rapper by their MC status, I think that in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. And the way I break it down is pretty simple. I'll start with the easiest thing to go after. What to pick apart is lyrics. For females, she definitely was lyrical. She spit. She even, she has lyrics spit backwards. She actually has quite a bit of metaphors. If you break down her lyrics, like, I don't think when it comes to female artists, I don't think a lot of people actually listen to the full albums and try to look for that. They listen to the catchy songs, but I don't think that they listen to the artists. Missy had bars. Like, she actually was spitting on some of her songs, and she had metaphors. She definitely had some nice punchlines. And Missy wrote her own shit. Not only did Missy write her own shit, but Missy also wrote for Tweet, Aaliyah, 702. She wrote for a lot of R&B groups, and she helped out other females in the game itself and male artists as well. So her writing ability is definitely there. She's actually been nominated for Grammys for her writing. So there's no argument there as far as her skill level. In my opinion, I think that knocks it out the box right there. Ability to move the crowd. I don't think there's a female that has more hits than her in existence, including Nicki Minaj. More sales, like for instance, Nicki Minaj, one particular song might have sold more or been played more, because nowadays with streaming, everything that exists, it's an unfair comparison. But actually hits, all her albums charted on Billboard, every single one of her albums. Her albums landed in top 3, top 4, top 5 positions, Missy Elliott. All her albums went platinum, every single one of them. The last one took a while to go platinum. It went gold in the first year and then finally went platinum. But her other albums all went platinum within the first year, even sooner. Back when it wasn't so easy to do. You didn't have the fake stream one song counts kind of thing. So her ability to move the crowd, she definitely had the hits. She had the songs. If you ever watch a live show with her live show was crazy. Her music videos were fucking phenomenal. They were one of the best things to watch. She was a very animated character. She made you interested. Like, you want to watch her videos. I remember when The Box came on, a little older, when I was, had BT, even TRL, when they would play Missy Elliott videos, like, you'd watch the video. Her videos were entertaining. You loved the videos. They were fucking awesome. She brought something new all the time. She brought it innovative. And one of the things I give her that I don't think a lot of people give her credit for, is impact. So impact on the game. She, from the beginning, came out as a female in a group that, one, is male dominated, and two, the females who were rapping back then, Because you figure her first actual solo album was, I believe, 96, 97. The females who were rapping back then, sex is what sold. No offense, I don't mean it the wrong way, but Missy Elliott wasn't quote unquote a sex symbol when she came out. You know what I mean? She was a little bigger than your average chick. She didn't have her hair done. She wasn't in lingerie. She wasn't trying to pop a pussy. Like, she wasn't that kind of artist. So to her to go the road less traveled by and still wind up with hits, that takes talent. It took pure talent. She didn't do it off her looks. She didn't do it off of sex sales kind of thing. She did it off of pure talent, which I give her a lot more respect for her impact on the female genre. And honestly, in my opinion, you have Missy Elliott more to thank for someone like a Nicki Minaj or even a Cardi B, as far as the way they make their hits, than you do even Lil' Kim or someone like Foxy Brown. Because a lot of people give credit like, oh, well, when Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj had beef, the whole like giving her credit. But if you look at her animated style, Nicki Minaj is a closer resemblance to a Missy Elliott style as far as being an animated character, a Busta Rhymes type of character with the voices and the videos and the CGI and the eye popping and the gimmicks than a Lil' Kim, in my opinion. But that's all Missy's thing. Missy definitely had that impact, and she did that creation. And she stood up with the guys. She stood toe to toe. I remember she went head to head for Grammy with Kanye West for Late Registration. She lost, but I mean, come on, Kanye's Late Registration was phenomenal. But she went head to head with the guys, and she did it all as a female, not promoting sex sell image. That's hard to do because, like, I mean, look at Lil' Kim. I love Lil' Kim. Her first album, Hardcore. Look at that front cover. Motherfuckers bought that album for that front cover. I mean, besides the music, because that was a great album, but they bought it for that front cover. You know what I mean? That album was no joke. But that front cover definitely helped. But sex sells. Missy didn't have to take that route. She couldn't take that route, and she still found a workaround. So I give her respect for that when it comes to impact. Then when we talk about discography overall, so let's get that out of the way real quick. Missy has 6 albums. All 6 albums have been top Billboard chart albums. All of them had hits. All of them had consistency as far as a rapper. She has consistency. Not a lot of rappers have that. There's no fall off. She continued to sell and get better as it went on. 5 of her 6 albums are all Grammy nominated. She actually won 5 Grammys. So she has 5 Grammys. Nominated for 20 Grammys. 6 albums. 5 of them all nominated. That is, in my opinion, extremely impressive. Then the fact that we're going to talk sales, which I'm not a big person on sales, we talk sales. All of her albums are platinum selling albums. Her first 5 albums are all double and triple platinum selling albums. They consistently have hits that are on top 20 billboards, songs that were top 20. If Missy Elliott had the same advantages that like a Nicki Minaj has now with the streaming services, songs like Get Your Freak On and all that stuff, and 1 Minute Man would have went through the roof, because they were platinum singles back when you were still pushing fucking singles. You had to go to like Tower Records or fucking Virgin Records and buy a single if you wanted a single. You couldn't just download it straight off their thing. So it just shows her impact, her consistency, her longevity at the time. So I definitely have Missy Elliott overall. And then even in my opinion, when it comes to classic albums, I believe her second album, The Real, in my opinion, is a classic album. I argue Missy So Addictive. It definitely had hits. It was it was a well-built album put together. Overall, it had quality. It had lyrics. She had quite a few features on it overall, but to me, she definitely has 1, if not 1.5 classics. I don't have any classics in my opinion for Nicki Minaj. Lauryn Hill, obviously, her only album is a classic, 100%. I'll argue Hardcore for Lil' Kim, but that's about it for Lil' Kim. Foxy to me has no classics, and there's no other female rapper that I can think of that has classics. Again, when you're building an MC, you're talking about different subjects. So, for instance, like lyrics, I wouldn't put her in the ring with like a Remy Martin, like a Remy Ma. Like Remy Ma would destroy her in the ring of going lyrics. But we're talking about a complete package MC. I don't see how anyone could vote against Missy Elliott, just alone for her impact, discography, the amount of awards she's won, the people she's written for, plus writing herself, and her, like I said, the path that she went, man, to do it her way without the sex sells part and still have hits and hits and hits and still sell out. You know, I think people want to see her. Her live show is crazy. She's an animated character. I personally miss Missy Elliott. I I would love for well, maybe not anymore. She's a little bit older, but I would have loved for her to keep on going instead of stopping in '06. But she had a nice run. She had a smart run. I think she's the most successful female MC. I think she's the greatest female MC, and I don't think she has the love she deserves. I do recommend anyone who disagrees with me. Again, I'm willing to have an open debate. We could talk about this, but I just don't see how you could sway it another way when you do it based off that. If you go off discography, again, 6 albums, 5 Grammy nominated, all platinum, all hits. There's no debate here. Like these are all facts. These aren't opinion. These are all facts. She is the one of the most successful artists in general, not just female, just in general in hip hop. There's not many hip hop artists who have 5 or 6 albums that are nominated for Grammys. And at the time in the hip hop genre, in my opinion, the Grammys did mean something back then in the hip hop genre, because it wasn't like, best album of the year or that stuff. Like it was very rare to get that kind of credit. But for best hip hop, those are albums that you fought and you want to see who has the best hip hop album. So I mean that to me that's a big deal that she won Grammys when Grammys still kind of counted and kind of meant something, versus back then. So overall, that's me. That's my opinion on this. I want to know what you guys think. Make sure you stay tuned. Comment. Like I said, it's gonna drop every Friday. Next episode, next Friday should be. I'm gonna go with who's the king of the South. Who's the real king of the South? We're talking basically the entire lower half. You have your Lil Waynes and your, Scarface. So start thinking about that ahead of time. Who you think the king of the South is, and I'm gonna go with who I think the king of the South is. Unless, of course, you guys vote the same way I do, and then we'll have to pick a different subject. But for representing the 2021 vision, this is Big John on Unpopular Opinion. Thank you for your time, and please subscribe, like, comment, show some love, support your friends is really important. And if you ever want to be on one of these episodes with me or any of the versions of Word Music Dance or a homie call, sidebars, hit up Paul. We're always open for open dialogue, conversation. We don't shut things off. We're not opinionated where what we say matters and that's it. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what your guys' opinion on things and how, maybe we're missing stuff. Maybe there's certain, like even within this rap thing, there might be things that maybe I'm missing on Missy Elliott. That I'm missing on like Little Kim or missing on Lauryn Hill. I doubt it, especially with the Lauryn Hill one, because it's just hard to look past that one album. But feel free, comment, talk, and let us know. Let's open this dialogue. Let's have a conversation. Peace.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Share it. Tell your friends about it. Let them know what's going on. Also, hit subscribe and the bell to be notified when new content is loaded, because there's much, much more to come.